So, the gacha community. Did I know this day would come? Yes, of course. I think all gacha tubers know that they're going to leave the gacha community at some stage, as you can't make silly little stories in a dress-up game forever. Did I know it would be so soon? No. I've been a gacha tuber for over 2 years. I hit 500 subscribers fast because of my Gacha Studio series entitled Superpowers, which I've even met a few of my good friends through. As you could probably tell, I was very upset when I made my leaving video, that's why it was very vague. In this video I'll be telling you why I'm leaving in more depth, along with an announcement at the end. Reason number 1, the developer. Now, I know you're all going to kill me for this, but you still have to admit that Looney is an ignorant fool who refuses to take the blame for his broken fandom. All he's done about sexual gacha is a crappy, lazy update that horny little gacha tards can edit and hack around easily. Also, Looney, sexual gacha is not the only thing wrong with your community. There's also toxic little brats who get pissed off by the most harmless of critique and say shit like, "If you don't like it, don't watch it," or try to justify their terrible editing by saying, "It's just my style of editing, stop being so mean." Look, I get that styles are a thing, but there's a difference between style and effortless squishing around the screen. Looney has refused to even start talking about this toxic cesspool of a fandom. If you want a video talking more about Looney and the issues I have with him, then I'll link a video down below. Reason number 2, the community. I think we can all agree, GachaTuber or not, that the gacha community is one of the worst, if not the worst and most toxic community on the internet. The community does fucked up shit daily. Some examples of these are queerbaiting, offensive stereotypes, gacha sex, copied stories, faking suicide for clout, incest stories, and this one is a little more lighthearted, but the humour is absolutely horrible, and it's not funny at all. People get tired of, "my cookie," you know. Before I continue, I'd like to say I'm leaving and there is absolutely nothing anyone can do to change my mind. I'm mostly leaving this entire channel because every time I've left gacha and started art or something that requires more effort than gacha on this channel, I always end up giving up and running back to gacha in the end. That's why I'm running a secret Instagram account for my art over there. Without knowing of my history with gacha, they appreciate my art more, and even if I do have a smaller following over there, I enjoy that much more. Maybe in a few months I'll come back and do commentary with a video game or speed paint playing in the background, but that's a big maybe. Reason number 3, effortless works. I've seen many things in the gacha community that are absolutely effortless, but still gets more attention than the people who are working their butts off to finish something, or to catch up with the bigger gacha tubers, while still trying to make good and perfected content. This is the reason I touched upon in my previous leaving video, but it was very vague as you've seen. I'll leave a few examples here on screen. Most of these are those 30-second Vine clips I talked about in my previous video. A lot of you might recognize who these videos belongs to, but don't attack me as I have no tolerance for people who can't stand others' opinions.
Baby, can you say mama? Say mama! Say mama. Mama! Oh my god, you just said mama! Girl, you just told me to say that. You can talk?
It's time to play Who Stole the Drugs? Was it me?
Was it me?
I think it's him. Fucking pink fairies every
What are you celebrating for? You're freaking hallucinating! These cartoons shouldn't be in the real world! What is this? The Smurf movie? Who even invited these Looney Tunes to the party? They showed up with 4 balloons! Where the gift at? I'm sorry I went off, but I'm just saying, these kids don't know that this is not normal! I'm just here to let these kids know that those animated bastards is probably demonic spirits here to take their soul!
With that said and out of the way, I can now say, Looney is a mess, the game itself is a mess, the community is a mess, sexual content is everywhere and the developer is doing absolutely nothing about it. In my eyes, Looney either makes a bigger effort in Gacha Club to stop these kids from doing what they're doing and become a better developer, or he's just lost all my respect for him. So that's really all I have to say. I'm leaving Gacha mostly because as a developer in the fandom. The announcement that I said I'd deliver at the start of this video is that I might be doing commentary in a few months without my Gacha OC. But as I said before, that's a big if. One of the hardest things about leaving, I believe, is how pretty my OC Starly is. I love her design and she just doesn't look the same when she's drawn on paper. I dare I say that she's my favourite OC I've ever made. I'll probably continue to draw her better so it's not as hard for me to leave. Sorry for that, I just wanted to end my last gacha related video with a laugh. Okay, bye. I might see you in a few months. I also might not, but look out for that. Bye guys.